Hey Polish Freaks, welcome back for another review. If you're new here, that's kind of the name of our little community here. We came up with it a couple years ago when I said you guys are Polish Freaks just like me during one of my reviews, and you guys really liked it, and so we kind of just went with it. There's a few people that maybe don't like it, but I really like it and we're kind of going to continue to do it. So I just love that you guys are all here and we're all kind of freaks about nail polish, and I think it's so fun. So thanks for being here with me. We're going to talk about another collection today, another spring collection. This is the OPI Infinite Shine Your Way collection. I typically don't review the OPI Infinite Shine line. I just don't tend to pick them up, but I saw a lot of people talking about this, and I don't know if they usually come out with like a side collection with their other seasonal collections or not, and I just haven't paid attention, and I don't know why this one stood out or if this is a new thing. But anyway, I wanted to pick it up. I asked Beyond Polish if they would send it to me, and they kindly said that they would. They are so awesome. So I am reviewing it for you, and obviously it's available there, so I'll have a link down to all the polishes below. If you do shop there, use my code GOLARI10 to get a discount, and that is an affiliate link, so thank you so much for shopping off that. I can see you when you do, so I just appreciate it. So the Infinite Shine line is OPI's kind of longer lasting gel-like formula, kind of like SE Gel Couture and other mainstream lines that kind of have a longer lasting one. I haven't used them a ton. I used them several years ago, probably like 6 or 7 years ago, and I think what it was is I just really didn't like the top coat. It was really thin and I felt like it didn't add much to it, and I really like a thick plumping top coat. My favorite is Glisten and Glow, and I always link that one down below for you guys. So if you're ever wondering, that's always linked down below. I try to copy and paste it. So I just didn't really pick any more up, and they're a little bit more expensive, so I just haven't picked any up. I think I just need to use them a little bit more. I get a lot of questions about if I like them or how much I use them, because I know a lot of you like them too. So I feel like the formulas on these are really great, though. I love the formula. I felt like it really was gel-like and really glossy, and so I'm excited to use it. And I probably should have gone out and gotten a new top coat to kind of try it out, but I decided to just use Glisten and Glow on top of it, and I'll see how long they last and if I like that. It's really bright in here, you guys. The sun is out and it hasn't been out for days, and then with these bright lights I'm like, ooh. I'll try them out a little bit. Not sure I'll always pick up the Infinite Shine, but a lot of these polishes really caught my eye and I wanted to share them with you guys, and I wanted to try them for myself. Before we get into it, like always, I'm going to talk about what I'm wearing. I will link this down below. This is a Nike vest, which I have been loving all winter, and it's actually really chilly outside. I was going to put just a regular shirt on, and then I was like, oh, I need to add something. It's colder than it looks outside, even though the sun's out. So I have this on. I have some cute pants that you can't see from American Eagle, and I talked about them on my Insta stories, and I linked them. I linked them in my LTK too. I usually link things there that I talk about on Instagram. So if you don't follow me there, go follow me there, and then I'll link them down below too. They're just cute wide leg pants that are really light in a light blue, which I'm loving this year. I just love anything kind of light blue. I get in those moods. I think it was last year, a couple years ago, I was really into like sage green, and right now I'm really into the light blues, or any shade of blue basically. Enough about that. I am wearing one of the polishes from this collection on my nails, and I'll talk about that one when we get to it. It's a really nice neutral and I love it. And then on my lips I'm wearing this CoverGirl Outlast Ultimatte lip gloss. As you can see, mine's not matte right now because I have a glossy top coat on it, but this is Prosecco Pop is the color, and it's really a nice nude brown shade. Really, really love it. And I have this City Lips plumping lip gloss on top of it just because I wanted to be a little glossy today, not matte. Okay, so that's that. Let's get into the polishes. There's 3 glittery toppers and the rest are creams. There's 9 polishes in the collection. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 9. And I'm going to start out with Pearl Core, and this is a really sheer whitish beige polish. I can't say that. Sheer whitish based polish with some pearly shimmer and some iridescent to it. So it shifts from kind of a red orange to a blue green, which is really pretty, and a lot of companies have been coming out with these, and we'll talk about how they compare in a minute. You can build this up in 3 coats and you wear it on its own. You might even need 4, but I do feel like it's generally better as a topper, but you really can do both with this one. And it applies really nicely and evenly. I'm going to show you the live application of it, showing you those 3 coats, and then I'm also going to be showing you do the application on top of the beautiful turquoise from this collection. That's kind of a sneak peek to that one. And this one's called First Class Ticks, so you can see that there. And I think it looks so beautiful on top. I'm really liking these polishes that are giving that glazed look to everything. The glazed donut nails a few years ago kind of set that off, and I feel like it's just kind of ramping up and everybody is using these. I think this would be pretty on any color. I think they're fun to play with and try on different colors. Now that I have 4 of them in my collection, I thought it was a good time to really kind of get in depth and compare all these and see which one I like the best and just give my opinion on that. So let's talk about them here all together on my hand. In this photo, I have Olive & Jay Frosted Glass, and as you can see, hopefully in the picture, that one's kind of a more blue purple toned shift, and it's more cool toned. And then Pearl Core is kind of a good mix of the reddish orange to the green blue. It was really interesting to see that OPI Glazed and Amused has that more stronger red orange shift compared to the other ones. And then Orly Sea Spray is quite a bit more opaque. I thought it would be better to see these all on the nails over a polish in a video clip so you could see how they look as they moved around and shifted. So we're looking at that here, and as you can see, hopefully the Frosted Glass of Olive and June on my pointer finger is more cool toned and more blue, and then the Glazed and Amused, you can really see that strong red shift hopefully, and then you can see how opaque Orly Sea Spray is. On top of that, you can almost not see the color that's underneath it. I think you still can, but not as much. So after looking at all those, I think if I wanted to wear it by myself, and I mentioned this in the Orly review, I would do Orly Sea Spray. And as far as the other 3 as toppers, I think this would be my number 1 because I feel like it has a good balance of the red and the green shift. And then my number 2 would probably be Olive and June because I do like that cooler toned one. OPI Glazed and Amused is really beautiful too, don't get me wrong, and you probably aren't going to really even notice these differences, but I'm going to point out the slight differences just so you guys are aware and you can decide which one to get. I just felt like the red orange shift was super strong on that one, so I liked this one the best, but it might also depend which one you want on the type of colors that you typically wear. So hopefully that's helpful in helping you decide if you haven't picked out any of these. If you've already picked out one and you wear it, I know you're gonna love it and you're not even gonna really notice those slight differences, but I just wanted to show you to hopefully be helpful in you deciding which one to get. I have Glitter Mogul, and this is a beautiful, it's a more nude pink leaning base. It's a little bit sheer because this is a topper, I think. It has that iridescent shift, but it also has really gold glittery particles in it, which are really quite bright and stunning, beautiful, and I think it's going to be so fun to play with on top of other colors. Like the other one, this is going to take 3 coats to completely build up. You might even need 4 depending on how you like it. I feel like I could still see some of my nail line with that. Pretty much I feel like this is meant to be a topper. I don't think it's meant to be built up. I think it just looks better on top of something, but I just wanted to show you how it built up on its own. And then I'm showing the live swatch of me applying this on top of the pink on another level. I wore that in my Insta stories last week. It was beautiful. You guys loved it. So any polish you put this on top of, it's just going to add that extra pizzazz. OPI does have quite a few of these glitter toppers, so let's look at them and compare them. I have Dancing Keeps Me on My Toes, and that one does have more silver glitter instead of gold. And then Snow Holding Back is really close, almost exact, but I felt like it just wasn't as sparkly and punchy as Glitter Mogul. Glittery Shimmer from the Spring mainline was pretty close too, but I feel like this one almost has a holographic look to it. It's set apart a little bit from those other ones, but you might not need this if you have those other ones. I'll let you guys decide that. That's that one. And then we have Bubblegum Glaze. This one's beautiful. It's a really light pink shade, a little bit warmer, and then it has this really nice, soft, subtle silver pearliness in there. I don't know how to explain that. And this one did remind me of Bubble Bath. I love that the name is Bubblegum Glaze. It's like the bubble bath polish glazed. So pretty. So I will compare it to that. So this takes 3 coats to build up, and I think it's got a really nice formula. It goes on very evenly. I would give this a little bit more drying time, especially with those 3 coats, but you're definitely going to want to use a fast stripe top coat on any of these sheer polishes that you build up, just because it really helps a lot and dry well. I'm also showing this on top of 24 karat It's the orange one from this collection, so you can see what it looks like on that one. A little sneak peek of the orange. So you can use this as a topper too, and I do think it gives a nice glazed look to it that's a little bit softer. Okay, let's look at comparisons. I have Marion Eyes first. I have a handful of polishes like this from OPI, and they're a little bit cooler, as you can see, and this one has a little bit stronger shimmer in it. And then I pulled out Bubble Bath. I have the Infinite Shine version. That one's lighter and slightly more opaque, which is kind of nice because it builds up nicer, and so I feel like this bubblegum glaze is kind of intended to be more of a topper. And then OPI, the Spotlight Pink, is closer in color but doesn't have that shimmery pearl shade, so that hopefully gives you a good idea of where this fits on the color spectrum and what kind of polish it is. But I think this one is beautiful, and I think it's pretty on top of other polishes as well. Piper is just begging me to come play with her. Huh, you're just tired of waiting on me. I know. I know. I love you too. Okay, no more kisses. I just like the head hugs. Okay, go out there. Go wait for a minute. I'll be done in a minute, okay? Wish you guys could see her face. She's looking at me like, please, please pay attention to me. Or you can climb up. You want to climb up? You want to join me? Yeah, turn around. Turn around. Yeah, is that comfy? This chair's not that big. Okay. Maybe I'll be leaned back for this one. This next one is Bleached Brows, and it is the one that I have on my nails. It's a beautiful pale yellow, but it's more of a neutral yellow, so it has some tan in it, and it's really, really pretty. And it has an amazing formula. I feel like it applies so good with 2 coats. I feel like on a couple nails I wanted to do 3, but mostly I feel like it was pretty good with 2. So it's kind of a creamy almond or creamy vanilla yellow shade. So gorgeous and so fun for spring. So if you don't like those bright yellows, this is a good one to choose. You're distracting me. Can't get much done with you here, girlfriend. You are cute though. Okay. It's one of those colors where you're like, in different lights, you're like, is this yellow? Is it tan? I'm not quite sure what this is. But I really, really like how neutral it is. And I was just craving something more neutral. I've been wearing a lot of bright pinks. I'm kind of excited and itching to get into some of the brighter turquoise colors. I almost put that on, but I'm like, it's still kind of wintry outside. And I don't know, I just want to wait. Just want to wait a little bit. Let's see how this compares to other ones, because I did find something that was pretty close. And that's the Essie Sing Songbird Along. And that one was from, I think it was the Spring 2022 collection. That one's very close. It maybe has more of a hint of a green. So I do think I like Bleached Brows a little better when they're next to each other, but honestly, Sing Songbird Along is such a pretty color, and I like that one too. And so if you have that one, you might not need this one. And then Essie Busy Beeline is a little more yellow, as you can see, and then OPI one Chic Chick is yellow green tinted, but it is more of like a pale yellow color. They're all kind of close actually, but those are the slight differences, and I really enjoyed this one, and I think I'm gonna have a good time wearing it this weekend. You're being so sweet. Are you just tired of getting ignored? Daddy's been busy this week too, huh? This is Basic Battle, and this is a nude shade. It's kind of a warmer nude shade. On my skin tone, I don't love it so much, but if you had deep, dark skin, this is gonna look so stunning on you, so pick it up. I wish I could wear shades like this because I love the color tone of this one, and I love that it's a little bit more of a warmer brown, because I feel like a lot of these polishes, especially that Essie has, well, and OPI, I feel like they're all a little bit more cool toned or more purple leaning or taupey, and this one's definitely more of a warm tan beige. Okay, where are you headed? Where are you headed? Are you getting down? You're not a lap dog, girl. Okay, yeah. That's a good idea. So let's look at the comparisons. I compared it to Saint Tropez, and that one's lighter and cooler. And then I compared it to Essie Keep Branching Out, and it was very close, maybe a little cooler. And so that one was also from the Spring 2022 Essie collection, which I found really interesting. And then OPI Pale to the Cheek is just as warm, but it's a little bit lighter. And like I mentioned before, OPI shades that I pulled out were a little bit more cooler tone than this one. So I did feel like this one's a little bit different. I don't have some of those older brown tan polishes that people ask me about from like 2012, 2013, 2011. I know there was some in some collections back there, so I don't have a lot to compare except for that one from Essie. And this next one is 24 Carats. It's a beautiful orange shade. When I first saw it, I was like, oh, another orange, but I feel like I was so surprised when I opened the bottle. I was like, oh, that's a lot brighter than than it looked like in the bottle. So then I was like, oh, it looked a little more muted in here and then super bright outside of the bottle. So I actually really liked this one a lot. It's so beautiful. It's got a nice glossy formula and it applied really well. I think you're going to get this opaque in 2 coats, possibly 3, depending on how you apply it, just because I did feel like it was a little bit more glossy and not quite as thick as some of the other ones. And I love the name of this one. I think it's so cute, especially for spring. So OPI and Essie both have a lot of oranges, but I feel like they're kind of more muted oranges, not super bright ones. So I did pull out the bright ones that they do have and I put them in comparisons here so you can see which is closer. Compared it to Essie Set in Sandstone, and that one's more muted and more pink leaning, and that one's very similar to OPI Apricot AF, and that one's from the new Your Way spring collection as well, except for the mainstream line. And so look how beautiful 24 Carats is. It's so beautiful. It's a little bit more yellow toned and it's bright. And then Souls on Fire by Essie is beautiful. One of my favorite polishes. I wore it in Hawaii and it was like the perfect POW color for there. It's just gorgeous. Maybe I'll put a picture up of it, but I just love that one. And that one's quite a bit brighter, so it reminded me of that one. So I did feel like this one is a standout for sure. And I do think it's going to be fun this summer, and I'm definitely going to be pulling this one out. Hopefully I don't forget. I need to leave them all in here. I need to do like the summer ones come and kind of take this over, and so I feel like I need a spring shelf so I can remember to pull some out, because it's usually springtime when I'm reviewing the summer, and sometimes I can like not pull some out because we move on to summer so quickly. So I need to pull this one out and remember to wear it. It's so beautiful. And then Get in Lime is this beautiful bright green. At first I thought this was more like a chartreuse pukey green, and it kind of is in a way. I know a lot of you don't like colors like that, but I feel like the same as the orange. When I opened the bottle up and looked at it, I was like, oh, that's brighter than I thought. So it is kind of a really bright color, especially compared to the other shades that they have that are similar to this one. But I do think I have some that are kind of close, and we'll look at those in a second. But the formula is really fantastic. It's beautiful and glossy, probably even glossier than that orange. And I feel like you're going to get this built up in 2 coats. Let's look at those comparisons. I compared it to Essie Piece of Work, and that one's closest, I think. Maybe a little bit different though. And then OPI Paradise Cove is very close. It's a little darker, maybe not as bright, might not have as much white in the base, but that one was pretty close. Come On Clover is more of the lime shade, and thanks to Brandy Live with Viv who sent that to me. I couldn't get that polish and she sent it to me, which was so nice. So I'm so glad I have it to compare to other ones. So anyway, that's how this compares. I do feel like it's slightly different, but there are some that are a little bit close. I like the color tone of this one, and I think it'll be fun to wear at a lake with a blue background, because I'm so weird like that. I think about pictures and what colors look good with what backgrounds, and obviously what looks good with certain clothes. Like I think this would be super cute, obviously with just, I have light blue pants on and then I have just neutrals, and with this pop of color, so cute. So usually when I wear something bright, I'll wear neutrals just because I want it to stand out. So cute. And then this sunning shade called First Class Ticks, and it is amazing. I love turquoise polish, especially as we get into summer. I'm always craving wearing these kind of colors, and this one is beautiful. It's got a nice formula. It's going to build up nicely in 2 coats. And I really am enjoying the formulas of these Infinite Shine. I do feel like they are just a little bit different than their regular polish line. The formula on this one was a little bit thicker too, which I actually liked. So I felt like it built up very, very nice in 2 coats. I felt like it was pretty close to 1, but 2 was in need. This one also has a brightness, just so you know, that surprised me as well. Now let's look at the comparisons, because we have quite a few turquoise colors. We have Closer Than You Might Believe, and that's lighter. And then OPI I'm Yacht Leaving is close, but it's more green tone. So I feel like this one's a little bit different from the OPI shades. And then I have some other shades here. We have Essie in the Cabana. That's dustier and more blue leaning. And then Bustling Bazaar is more green leaning. And then Unguilty Pleasures is darker turquoise and more of a teal. So I love this one. I think you guys should pick it up. I am probably going to do, I think I am, my favorite turquoise polishes, just because I feel like I did a favorite greens and I did throw a few turquoise in there. But I think I'm still going to do my favorite turquoise polishes, because I think I'll have polishes in there that are different from the green one, because I have some that are more blue leaning. I don't know, it gets confusing, but I think I am going to do that. And I think I'm going to take you along the process of showing you how I pick colors for favorites and what I do, and more behind the scenes of that, because I get asked that all the time, like how do you even go through and do that? And it is a process that I have, and I do have certain steps that I take. So I think I will be sharing that with you guys, and this one will definitely be in it. And then this beautiful, stunning strawberry pink called called On Another Level, and it is on another level, you guys. I love this polish. It might just be my new favorite pink. So good. I wore it last week, like I mentioned when I showed this before, on the other topper. And you guys loved it, and I think you need to go pick it up. I love that it's a little bit warmer. It has a brightness to it. The formula is really great too. It builds up really nicely in 2 coats. It's a little bit thicker as well, and it's glossy. You might need 3 coats with this one depending on how you apply it. I do feel like when it dried down, there were some patchy spots that I did have to kind of go over with a thin layer. It held up pretty well also. I have a lot of comparisons. I did 5 sets just because I took out all my pink polishes and I was like, I'm really gonna find something that's exact. There's gotta be something exact to this. Sometimes I miss some, especially if there's a lot of the same kind of color, but there's slight differences. Sometimes I miss some, but I really wanted to just nail this one. I'm just looking at my pants and thinking how cute it looks with this light blue. So cute. I have a light blue airy quarter zip sweatshirt that I need to wear with this because, it's so cute. Loving light blue. Let's get into those comparisons. I'm gonna try to talk through them quickly, but I really want you to see just where it sits in the OPI family because I couldn't find anything in OPI that was like this one. It's on its own. It's stunning. I feel like a lot of the ones that are this color tone were lighter. Compared to OPI Hi Barbie, that one's cooler toned and darker. OPI GPS I Love You is more berry leaning. Same with Strawberry Margarita. It's also berry leaning, but maybe a little bit brighter than the other one. So I thought it'd be really close to that, but it's not. I feel like On Another Level is actually more strawberry than Strawberry Margarita, which I really like. And then we have OPI Malibu Peer Pressure, and that one's lighter and more pink. Two Timing the Zones is more of a cooler pink, and then Without a Pout is new from the OPI Spring Collection, and that one's more cooler as well. And then we go to SE Resort Romanza, and that one's more cherry. Brides No Grooms, I thought for sure it'd be close to that one, but that one's more berry toned. And then Cute as a Button, I just wanted to show you that one's coral, so you can see how pink this one is. And then I pulled out some other ones from other brands. Orly Meet Cute, I thought for sure. I loved that one last year and I posted pictures of it and it was so bright. And it's not as bright compared to this, even though it's kind of a bright color. So Orly Meet Cute, it looks more muted. I was just surprised by that. And then Guilty Pleasures is very close to this one. That's probably the one that I found was the closest. That one has more of a Crelly formula that's not that great at all, but I do love that color. It was one of my favorites quite a while ago. And so if you love that one and don't love the formula, then definitely get this one. And then SE Striker Rose is a beautiful warm pink as well, but it's very bright and almost neon. And then this morning when I sat down to do the review, I saw Blushin' and Crushin' from the new SE Spring Collection, and I was like, oh, that's the one. I forgot to pull that out because it was over here and I grabbed it, and so here it is compared to it, and it's a little bit darker and a little bit more berry toned, but it is kind of close. I just feel like this one has more white in the base, so it's a little bit different and I like it better. Honestly, if I had to pick, I would pick this one. Hopefully I didn't miss anything, but I feel like Guilty Pleasures is definitely the closest to this one, and that's an old polish with a not so great formula, although I do kind of like those Crelly formulas, but I love that this is a bright cream. Gorgeous. Can you guys tell I love this one? It's probably in the running of my favorite polish of the year, which would be kind of amazing because there's so many pinks out there, you guys. There's got to be something that's exactly the same as this. One thing I wanted to mention though, when I was pulling out all those pinks and I had Without a Pout out, I did find some colors that were almost exact to it that I had kind of missed in my last review. So I wanted to talk about them here just so that you guys were aware, and I will post them on my Instagram page when I post those other comparisons. But I wanted you to see them. So I compared it to Kiss Me on My Tulips and 50 is the New Fab and No Turning Back from Pink Street. That was the one that was like exactly the same or very, very close. And that one's one of my favorites. It's been one of my favorites for a long time and old. So if you have that one, let me know down in the comments because that one's been around for a long time and I've talked about it for quite a long time. So I wanted you to see that there were some that were more closer to that were a little bit darker, more berry toned, and a little cooler. So I just wanted to quickly mention that because I was feeling bad about it that I had missed that. Whoa, these are my favorites. So the two toppers that I picked were the pink and the white one, but not the shimmery one. So Bubblegum Glaze, the pink one, and then Pearl Core, of course, and then the yellow one that I'm wearing, Bleached Brows, and then the turquoise and the orange and the pink. Look how stunning, you guys. These are probably my favorite. out of the collection. Look how fun and bright those are, and obviously I'm just craving those brighter colors right now, but it's so fun. I'm glad I picked this collection up, and hopefully it was helpful for you and you can go pick up one of these and try out one of them. I've got a few more collections coming up, you guys, and a few other behind the scenes videos that I've filmed for you guys too, so hopefully you'll enjoy those. Let me know in the comments down below which ones were your favorites. I'd love to know, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks so much for joining me, and we'll see you next time. Thanks guys. Bye.